Good afternoon. This is Angela Brooks, and I wanted to come to you today and talk about the number one thing that keeps million-dollar businesses hidden. Nobody ever learns about them. They never know they even exist. And actually, some of them never do exist because they're not built. And I had a conversation with a lady this morning that was super fun. First of all, she has no idea how talented she is. Hey, Bridget. She has no idea how talented she is. And as she was describing herself, she said the word, "I'm afraid," like 3 times in a very short conversation. And in my business tribe, where I put my oilers that are members and business builders, each Tuesdays and Thursdays, I open that up, hey Maggie, so that people who are brave and would like to share their story can come into the group and do that. And it helps them get over doing Facebook Lives. It helps them get used to telling their story, and it shows other people in the community what amazing people we have in the group, which I don't even think out of the 2,000 that's in there, they really understand how powerfully amazing they are. And I know Maggie, who's on here, she talks about this a lot in her Facebook Lives, is discovering, hey there, Mickey, discovering how awesome we are and having enough confidence to bring that forward. And you know, Facebook Lives, that button has never bitten me, but it will make you freak out hitting it to go live out on Facebook, because there's like 15,000 people out on this page. But the thing that we had a conversation with this morning is simple. Your story is simple. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to dream it up. You don't have to write it. Your story is yours. Nobody can tell your story like you can. Nobody can, they can't put the emotion behind it because they weren't there. It's not them. So your story, hey Courtney, what are we talking about? Talking about simple and how your story is amazing. But it also, your story is so simple that, and you're so close to it that you don't even realize you have one. And I'm guilty of that, because when somebody says, what is it you do? When I was working full-time, I would say, oh, I'm a nurse at Western State. And after I retired, they say, what is it you do? And you're like, well, I work from home for a company that's online. And they're like, what kind of company? So that opens the door for me to say, I work for a Young Living essential oil company. Plus, I have other network marketing business things that I do that goes along with it. Yes, Mickey, it was revolutionary for you because your story is so freaking amazing. She is a mom who is at home, and she thought she was just a mom with 3 babies at home. She is not just a mom. She is a mom who's raising 3 other human beings and running a business. Hello. Amazing story with tons of knowledge. But you know, when somebody asks you what it is that you do, you hesitate. And you're going, what is it that I do? Who am I? And I think fear is the biggest thing that is out there. And she said it's 6 babies. I left out 3 babies. I'm so sorry. Fear's heavy. Fear is very heavy. It also keeps you in a box to where you cannot bring your greatness to the world. And you have been shut down and shattered for so long that women don't use their voice. They don't, well, not just women, men as well, but women are told that you're not as important as you've been raised up, not just in grown adult life. But a lot of people, if you will pay attention to where people hold their hands, it is their energy. When somebody's talking, they'll hold their chest or they'll hold their throat. I did that a lot. And that is, hey there, Kristen, I don't have my glasses on. But a lot of people give you their emotion with their hands, where they hold their hands. And this is fear. And, you know, they're hiding their voice, and they'll hold their hands over their abdomen. It's a hold back. They're holding back instead of holding yourself open. And, you know, fear is very heavy. And fear is, I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. My story's too simple. I live in just a small farm, or I'm just a mom of 6 kids. You're not just a anything. You are amazing. And your story is far beyond what you give yourself credit for. And if you're running a business of any kind, small, medium, or large, it takes an amazing person to do that with, you've got to be consistent. You've got to learn and educate yourself while you're learning and educating other people. So, fear is just one step out of a box and into an amazing world. So, inside our community, where I encourage my team members to do a Facebook Live. Number one, to let their voice be heard. What group are you referring to? It is my business group called The Tribe. It's the one that I have for my Young Living members, my team members, my business builders. But that is a group that I encourage people to get into and to do a Facebook Live, because so many of them that have already done their stories didn't realize how awesome they were. Mickey, as a matter of fact, she did hers this morning, and the things that she knows, she uses oils with the birth of her babies. She uses them in enemas. I can't wait to hear that one. She uses them in hormonal situations for women. She uses her oils in, what else was it she said this morning? There was something else. She had 3 or 4 different platforms that she taught from that most people don't even know how to do. They don't know the recipe. They don't know how to get that done. So somebody telling a simple story can change somebody else's life. Absolutely change somebody else's life. By chance, were you part of? I was years ago, Courtney. That 2012, I think, is when I stopped working with Sandy. Yeah, she helped me a major. She was in my beginning years of doing business online. Hey, Shelly. But yes, your story is simple. And you know, when I first started, last January, I think it was, I started scaling up my business. My business was growing extremely fast. Actually, it was growing faster than I could keep up, which is a blessing on many corners. And then all of a sudden I started scaling up, and then I lost my drive because it was no longer fun for me. It was more like a chore to do business. And I had to stop and go, what is it that I want to do? Why am I doing this? And I started scaling back. And so this year, my word is simple. I want to show people you don't have to have thousands of dollars in Facebook ads to make a business run. You don't have to be a funnel hacker, funnel builder. You don't have to be doing parties 5 days a week to have a successful business. You have to know how to do certain skills. There's 7 skills in network marketing that most of us need to know. I believe in list building 100%, because if Facebook shuts me down today, I've got my I've got my email list that I can still talk to people with. If you're not on my list, I hope that you will go to angelabrook.com. What is it? Which one? I've changed it. Look, I've got to look it up. I have lots of different links to go to my list. Come on, I can't read. DMO, angelabrook.com, DMO, and what that is my daily method of operation. I couldn't remember if I spelled it out or used the initials, but that is where I give you an outline of what I do every single day. They're super simple. Anybody can do it. I don't care if you have 1 child or 6 kids. You can book out an hour a day. If you don't have an hour a day, you truly don't have a business anyway. Everybody has an hour. I have done business in the baseball park. I've done it in my car. I've done it on my lunch break. I've done it as my husband's driving and I'm going down the road. My friend Soraya, who is a beast marketer, didn't intend to build an Instagram program, but so many people was asking what she was doing to grow that she ended up building a program. She runs an entire military hospital with thousands of people underneath her, and she blocks off an hour every single evening to do her business. So if you have an excuse, I'm not the person to talk to, because I'm going to tell you your excuse is straight up to you that you don't have one. You either have a desire to do a business and want to learn, and you block off that time, just like you block off time to cook supper. You block off time to go to work. Your story is so simple that you're making it hard. an hour a day to build a business that can be $1 million business. Now, those are probably big numbers for some people. Some people are saying, I just want to have an extra $100 to buy my kid those tennis shoes, or I want an extra $500 to make a car payment, or I just want to pay off whatever. And I see all of y'all's comments, but I'm not ignoring you. I just can't read them because my glasses glare if I put them on with the... So just bear with me. I'll get you answered. But your story is so simple and you're so tight, close to it, that you think you're not important, that your story is not important, and I'm here to tell you that it is. So if you are in my tribe group, please come tell your story. Come and do that for yourself, not for anybody else. Do it for yourself. And let me help you craft your story, because I've got 15,000 people in my group, and I can guarantee you that though in that 15,000 there are some mighty, mighty builders that don't even know they're that powerful. So, she's going to get her food out of the Instant Pot. Good to meet you, Courtney. And I'll look you up. I'm sure we've met already somewhere. But don't try to make this hard. We've got a lot of people that make business super hard and just out of fear. Fear's heavy. Fear of not being enough. Fear their story isn't powerful enough. Your story doesn't have to be powerful. I'll tell you something else about an event I'm going to. Fear of making somebody mad. Oh, let me tell you this. Some people think that because they've signed up underneath somebody in their company, whatever company it is, not just mine, any company, that you are tied to that person, that you can't go learn from anybody else. You can. You totally have permission to go learn from other people. So don't feel like you're going to make somebody mad if you go and learn under somebody else's instruction. It's going to make them money if you learn and get smart. And fear of the next step. That is probably a big one for me. And next Saturday, I will be on stage in Orlando, Florida with a top rising stars of Ray Higdon's event, which is Teal. If you have not got a live stream for Ray's event, you are missing. RayHigdon.com live stream. You'll get more than your money's worth of what you're paying to sit at home and watch that event. They're priceless. And he dumps so much amazing knowledge out that it's crazy. So if you think it wasn't a little bit nerve-wracking, this will be my third time to sit on Ray's stage. Ray's one of the biggest network marketers in our industry, and he is a business coach and instructor and a very dear friend to me, and he has taught me so much in the last 3 years. So grateful for him, so grateful. And I get a phone call from Tom Callan out in San Diego. California's always made me nervous. I don't know why, but it just does. And he invited me to be a speaker on his stage. That is March the 15th and 16th. I am so honored that I have a story that is simple yet powerful, because I've critiqued it over time and I just stayed in the game. And that is the people who quit, they quit on themselves. They're not quitting on anybody else. Well, actually, that's not true. Because if you quit and you don't build your business to help somebody who's following you and they're following your story, you're quitting on them. So I have a lot of people that watch and follow, and I'm so grateful for all of you. If you're watching this live, I'm very honored that you follow along with me. But my story, I can't quit. I can no longer, it's not even possible, because I have people that are coming with me, that I'm taking with me to the top. So that is my story for the day. I just wanted to get that out there because there's a lot of people that I talk to that they allow fear to keep their $1 million business that's inside from coming out. And the first thing you got to do is be willing to tell your story. So if you're in my group, The Tribe, please share your story. You are more powerful than you give yourself credit for. If you're not in the tribe and you want to know how to get into my tribe, send me a message, drop me a comment below, and I'll get back with you. It's a phenomenal group, amazing women. Well, I do have some men in there, and they're starting to speak up, and I love that. But we are mainly women in that group, so would love to see you in there. Y'all have an amazing day, and we'll see you on the next one.